And a Fox News alert, President Trump scrapping peace talks with the Taliban. It was supposed to be yesterday after the group claimed responsibility for an attack that killed an American soldier on Thursday and 11 others. So is a peace deal off the table or just off for now? Let's ask our military panel, GOP Congressman and decorated Green Beret who served in Afghanistan. Michael Waltz is with us. Lieutenant General Richard Newton is here, and former U.S. Air Force Assistant Vice Chief of Staff and former Deputy Commanding General of U.S. Forces in Afghanistan, Brigadier General Anthony Tata. Let's start with you, General Tata. The president saying bringing all sides to Camp David. You okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with it, Brian. I don't think the parents of the next soldier killed in Afghanistan are going to care if the president tried to reach a peace deal in Camp David or in Oman or wherever. They just want their soldiers home, and it's time for us to get out of Afghanistan. We've been there 18 years. We've accomplished the mission that we were sent over there to accomplish, and that is to deny sanctuary to terrorists to conduct attacks against the United States. That was the original intent of the mission, and I don't think it matters where that deal is reached or signed, and I think it's time to bring our troops home.
So the terrorists are going to leave when we leave?
Brian, nobody gave two hoots when the President Obama gave billions of dollars to Iran, the #1 state sponsor of terror. And President Trump has been very clear from the outset that he wants to find a solution to Afghanistan. And on the campaign trail, he was clear about this. Since he's been in office, this has been a focus of his.
Okay, all right,
so
I
think finding a deal is the right thing.
Good, Congressman Waltz.
Yeah, well, Brian, I gave two hoots when Obama gave billions of dollars to Iran. I also gave two hoots when Obama pulled us out of Iraq too soon, and then we got ISIS. So I think your question's right. The terrorists aren't going to leave just because we decided we've been there too long. I agree with the frustration. We've been there a long time. It's been costly. It's been difficult. But at the end of the day, we have to keep our foot on the neck of these terrorist groups. If this government in Afghanistan disintegrates because we strike a deal that makes a situation worse, then al-Qaeda will reconstitute. ISIS already is reconstituting in Afghanistan. They will strike the homeland again. It'll be that much more expensive in the long run. So I applaud the president from walking away of what I thought would be a very bad deal.
General, no branch has been more taxed than the Air Force. You're a lieutenant general there. Talking to the Taliban, not many people are upset by that, but the way to get out would be the challenge.
Well, Brian, again, I applaud the president and the administration for engaging in these peace talks up to this point. I also salute the president for backing off of what were going to be the Sunday talks. But again, we need to be able to first and foremost put our U.S. national security interests at front and center, and that is negotiating, but negotiating a deal through strength. Former Secretary Mattis said over the weekend that. Remember back in the Cold War days, we would go trust but verify. Secretary Mattis said, but if we're going to embark on a deal with the Taliban, it would be we verify and then trust. I think it's in the best interest of the United States. I do not believe, however, that we withdraw our combat forces, much like President Obama did in Iraq. And it's been reported, at least my sources, that we would go from 14,000 or so supposedly down to about 8,500. But again, we have to maintain our strength. It is a national security interest for us to continue the fight wherever the war on terror takes us. And but the president's on a right path here to draw a framework that then can go for a broader political solution, all the while maintaining combat capability in the region.
And General, there's some concern that they're going, since they got left at the altar and Taliban was already prematurely celebrating the dethroning of another superpower, that they're going to up the violence. Would that be your concern if you were on the ground? General Tata?
Tony, go ahead, Tata.
Yeah, sure. There's more than one general here. My concern is that we leave a stay-behind force, over-the-horizon force at Bagram and Kandahar. To me, this is what a peace deal looks like. You've got a quick reaction force that can continue to deny sanctuary to terrorists. The Taliban's not going to go anywhere. They've been there for decades, and so we're going to have to continue to deal with this. But it's in our national interest to keep a presence in Afghanistan because you've got Pakistan, India on one side, you've got Iran on the other side. It's good for us to be there. We just need to disengage from this civil war that will happen. Michael's exactly right. The Taliban aren't going anywhere, but we don't need our troops on the ground anymore there, other than to accomplish our own strategic interests. We're not there for nation building.
Guys, thanks so much, and Congressman, we'll have you back later in the week.